Hey everybody, it's Joseph Shepard.
And your girl, Miss Laganja, Estranja.
And we're back for another episode of
Queening Out. Hello.
How was your 4th of July?
4th of Julie, or I liked
The
to
4th
call
of
it...
Jade Jolie?
No, but I like that one too. We were calling it the fake of Julie.
Okay.
You know, because it wasn't really a happy Independence Day, if we're going to be serious. Not to start the show on a horrible, sad note, but looks like a lot of our rights and liberties are up for jurisdiction.
Up for debate.
Up for debate, exactly. So it was a little weird to me, to be honest, to be celebrating. I put on the red, white, and blue for the algorithm, took my photos, posted, literally took it off because I felt weird. I really did. I felt weird. It was like, and my friend like kept telling me like, but we have to be positive and we have to be hopeful. And I really do feel that, which is why, again, like I did post, but I made sure to say a message like the fight for freedom continues because I really believe that. Like I'm actually quite terrified of what's going to happen in November.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I think it's
You've seen the Project 2025?
Yeah, I've seen Project 2025. If you don't know
Insane.
about it, read about it. I'll put it down below.
And what do you think? Do you think that's a conspiracy? Do you think that's
No,
real?
it's not a conspiracy.
I know. I don't think so either.
They put everything out there on purpose. Like,
I think
it's
so
there.
as well. And I know that like officially Donald Trump hasn't endorsed it as his, manifesto, but I think the writing's on the wall. It's very clear. We've been seeing these things happen. So even if it's not his manifesto, I think it's very much what we would see underneath his reign.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is that his campaign managers or his people that are around him were people that were in the video supporting it. So it's like, it makes common sense
To assume they're aligned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They took it to Congress and there were like lawmakers asking about it. So in my head, I'm like, well, if it's already going that far and people are asking about this.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of, fabric or threads that are beneath the two. And, it's crazy because I saw that Glad had posted about it. That's where I first saw it. I actually saw Binda LaCreme reposting Glad, which just goes to show you that yes, drag queens, they're influencers because I was influenced by Binda LaCreme. So I looked into Project 2025 and I was just like, it honestly made me go like, should I get surgery now? Like, what if they use, trans people who have had surgeries as a way to like decide, the level of your fate? And then my other friend was like, no, you should absolutely do it now because they may take it away forever. So I was just like, damn, like it's crazy that I don't think my rights and my liberties have ever been up for like the chopping block, if you will, so fiercely as they are right now. And that is terrifying, which is why, I brought it up and started talking about it because I just think it's important that we use our platforms and that 100%. We educate people to vote and to use their, right to see the nation where they want it to go. Obviously, I hope it's not for Trump, but I think people should use their right regardless of what side you're on. I think just as long as people are voting and exercising their right, like that's good. But of course, I would love to encourage people to vote blue.
I also think people just need to research everything. I think at the end of the day, like there's been so many times where it's either my mom or a friend of mine, they'll send me something like, oh my gosh, like I saw this TikTok or oh my gosh, I saw this or that. And then they gain an opinion through that where literally it's like, I will watch a TikTok and be like, oh, that's crazy. Then I'll look it up. Because like I always need that reassurance. You need to be able to know what you're talking about.
Anything that starts with I saw it on TikTok.
Yes.
It's the credibility is questioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like look up this stuff, research this stuff. And also there's a lot of people out there who are like, oh, I'm not going to vote because neither candidate's going to do X, Y, and Z. And the way I see it is you need to vote. You need to go out there and do it. At the end of the day, you're just going to sit on the couch. And then if the fucking United States blows up or implodes, like it's...
I don't feel 100% confident in Biden. I don't love what he's done, with the war in Gaza. And there's actually a myriad of things that he's done that aren't great. But when looking at the two, it is very clear to me. And I feel like we are playing chess here, not checkers. And I know there's a lot of talk about voting third party. And again, I think having a two-party system doesn't work. We've seen this time and time again. However, we are so close to the end. It's too late, in my opinion. Now I know this is controversial. And look, again, like we both said, as long as you're voting and if you want to vote third party, that's up to you. I just feel like right now, those votes are votes for Trump. Yeah. I feel like voting it's unfortunately down to a two-party system. And I wish that and I hope that this will ignite people to want to change the system now after this last election. But I think in order for us to even be able to have that conversation, because I'm afraid of a dictatorship. I really am.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I really am. And if that's the case with Trump, then we're screwed. There will be no third party anymore either. So I don't know. It gets me so heated. I'm not even lying to you.
No, I'm the same way.
I really am genuinely scared, especially as a trans person with the platform. I'm nervous, and I'm grateful that I've traveled the world and that I have other places that I could go live. But the logistical part of that, how I would get there, like, are they going to close off borders? I mean, I don't know. I get in my head a lot about what could happen.
There's 10 million possibilities of things that could happen.
Right.
But I think at the end of the day, no matter what side of the spectrum that you are on voting wise, I think look at friends, look at your friends, look at your family, see how they are going to be affected by the politicians' policies that are going to go into effect. It's like, you may think that, oh, I'm getting a great tax break. Oh, I'm doing this. But what about the other issues? What about the other things that are there? And I've seen gay people and trans people that will go on TikTok and be like, oh, I am, voting for Trump, or I am doing this. And it's like, they will say in those messages, oh, he loves trans people, or he loves X, Y, and Z.
Trump?
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, people say that on the thing. People say that on the socials.
I don't think that's true.
I'm like, go research it. Go look after it. I was like, you can't take hearsay anymore. You can't trust Twitter anymore. You can't trust anything. Literally, this whole like Biden debacle on the debate thing, and like how the press is like all up in arms now. I think it's fucking crazy. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, tell me why.
We have somebody who basically tried to overthrow the government in some shape, form, or way.
Right.
We have somebody who's indicted on 34 felony charges.
Right.
We have somebody who has stuff everywhere, and the news don't give a shit about that.
It's just how old Biden is.
Yeah, it's how old he is. And it's like, that's the biggest concern now. And you want to push that narrative so much on every single channel.
Right. No, it's true. It's true. I've definitely seen that. And again, that kind of goes back to this idea of, we're playing chess here, not checkers.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like I hope I can influence people to vote blue. Of course I do. But again, it all goes back to, you have to make up your own mind. You have to do your own research. And again, as long as you're voting, I think that's all we can ask of each other as humans. Because I feel like not voting but having an opinion is just like irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like what? Like not voting, you have to engage. You have to pick someone here. Like I think just not voting is throwing a vote away in an election where we need every vote.
You also have your local elections. Like you have other things that are going to be on the ballot that you should be voting for.
Correct.
Doesn't matter if it is, you're feeling one type of way about a presidency. And then I'll say one more thing and then we can get into this.
I know. Sorry. We were starting today's episode so fierce, you guys. I'm sorry.
And I think no matter who your political candidate is or who you're rooting for or choosing, go on the internet and find like 2 to 3 of their policies. Like go and find things. Like if somebody were to come up to you with a microphone and stick it in your face and say, why are you voting for this person? Name something that they've done or what they're doing.
Right.
And if you can't say anything, then you probably aren't educated on what you should be.
True.
And I think that a lot of times it's hearsay or what's this and that, but it's just take the extra step. Research. It takes literally 10, 15 minutes, go into a deep dive.
That's right. All right, you guys, we'll stop this rant, but get on out there, register to vote, make your voice heard. And for the love of God, like Joseph said, think of people like us whose lives are really depending on this.
You better vote.
You better vote.
Well, besides that,
yes.
You were at the beach.
Oh, yes. That's how all this started, because we started talking about 4th of July, and I was like, fake of July, right? Yes. So with all of that heaviness that is in my heart and my mind, I did decide to just go to the beach, have a good day, try to be grateful for what we do have, and to try to remain positive and know that, these Gen Zers, isn't that what they're called? Gen Z? Mm-hmm. And there's a Gen X in there too now. I'm
Gen
confused.
X is the old one.
Is that
right?
us? We're Gen X? I thought we were millennials.
I'm a millennial.
I think there's one after. I don't know. Someone will tell us in the comments. But the youngins, I feel like they're really educated. While a lot of it is off TikTok, they are educated when it comes to like gender equality and and, you know, racial issues. So I'm hopeful because I feel like if the 18-year-olds really go to the polls, we're going to be in good shape. Yeah. So, right. I had a good day and I celebrated in the sun and I ate hot dogs with my best friends and I was grateful. What did you do for 4th of July? God, that was the longest. What did I do last week ever?
I went to a friend's place. I was talking to you about this before. I hate going to pool parties and I'm the only one in the pool.
Right. What's up with that? The gays don't want to get their hair wet.
I'll gladly get my hair wet.
Okay.
I start getting in the pool.
The body looks better when glistening with pool water.
It's also cool.
Right.
It's nice.
And it has been hot here recently. What's really up with that? My poor air conditionings are like, they can't function.
Do you have one of those like units?
Window units, baby. I'm in a back house. But I do have a new obsession.
What is it?
Oh my God. And I was like, we should do this for our next pod. Have you ever watched Love Island?
No, I have not.
Joseph,
I've heard
do you like the dating shows? I feel like we've talked about them before.
I like the dating shows if they make sense. Like, what's the one Love is Blind? No, I can't get behind that.
Joseph.
I can get behind it after the first like 3 or 4 episodes. I don't like when they're talking to each other through a wall.
Oh, I love that part. That's like the kernel to their popcorn. You gotta you gotta get to know them in the beginning. Okay, well, this show, are you ready for this? It's on every day. I've never watched a show like this. Like, I know that's a popular format in like Big Brother, right? Mm-hmm. But I thought Big Brother, there was like one final episode that you all watched and it was like a recap of the week. And if you wanted to watch it, you could go online and watch it. Is that not true? Or is there an episode every day on Big Brother? No.
So Big Brother airs 3 episodes a week. So it's like Monday and then there's a Wednesday and a Thursday.
Okay. Well, I think this one might have 2 days off too.
Okay.
But girl, first off, that's all I've done for the last 3 days. Like, I literally have so much to do. And
is it live?
I don't know because I'm still catching up. So everyone was like, oh, you're 2 weeks behind. So I was like, oh, 2 episodes. No, 22 episodes.
What?
So it's like, I really think they do an episode every day. I'm not sure. There's also a thing called After Sun, which is like, I haven't gotten into it yet because I'm just trying to catch up. But I think it's like they have the one who got kicked off on and Kiki. And according to my girlfriends, you have to watch After Sun or you're missing the drama. But I have yet to watch it. So I'm watching the show and literally I'm on episode maybe 21. So I have like 2 more left. And like, as I'm getting ready for this and everything, I still had to have it on in the background. Like, I'm so addicted and need to be caught up and need to be talking about it like on a current basis. So if you've got, 72 hours to sit and watch a show, I highly suggest
I'll just put it on.
It's drama filled. It's great. All the boys are hot. All the girls are gorgeous. I mean, I just love it. And it's so straight, but I'm into it.
Hey.
I think most dating shows are straight. So I guess I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, though, the boys, they do the straight boy thing where they're like locker room behavior, like slapping each other on the butt or like they'll piggyback ride. But I think like the producers or someone who's editing this was like, we know gay people are going to watch this because every time they cut to the boys, it's like they're all doing that.
Yeah.
Which is great. My friend was like, they should send someone buy-in and be like, you can choose between the boys or the girls. And I was like, yeah, but that wouldn't work because the boys would be like, no, it's gay. I'm not doing that.
Wait, but that's like that show that I watched on Peacock from Couple to Thruple.
Oh. Okay, tell me more.
So literally it's like 5 different couples.
Okay.
Straight, gay, lesbian, whatever it is.
Right, all
multiple,
the things.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then
pansexual.
They have like 20 to 30 single people that like come to like a mixer.
Okay.
And the couples are like talking to them, trying to figure out who they're going to bring in.
Who they're going to bring in for their guest star.
Yes. So then they bring somebody in for their guest star and that person has to stay like 3 days with them. And then...
Gotta watch this immediately.
It's so
very
bad.
My vibe.
Good. And so then they have to choose after that 3 days if they want to keep them for another additional few days or if they want to mingle around with somebody else. But the issue becomes that like couple 1 picks up Janet and then they're like, I don't want Janet anymore.
Right.
And then couple 4 picks up Janet.
Right.
And then there's like drama because they got the same
person.
Of course.
Oh. That's why I love these shows. It's just so... It's like produced perfection.
Yeah.
Like it really is. Like I was convinced in one of these most recent episodes that this guy was going to be with this girl. They'd been partnered together since the beginning. And then they do like a switcheroo and they send the boys over to a house with all new girls and the girls to a house with new boys. And this guy totally just doubles down on her. And I was like, damn, Aaron, I was rooting for you. But anyways, I'm obsessed. So I'm like, if you get on it, we could definitely talk about it. Watch everyone in the comments. Like, that is the most trashiest show. Please do not talk about
cares?
it.
No, I'll gladly check it out.
It's so good. I love it.
Oh, one more show that I have to tell you about.
Yes.
So you know how a few weeks ago I told you about
the first one was called something Thruples?
From Couple to Thruple.
From Couple to Thruple. Okay, I gotta add that.
You know I was talking about Deb's house? And I was
Deb's
telling
house.
you the rapping show. Uh-huh. So this past week.
So it's out now.
It's out.
Oh, okay.
And it's also on Peacock.
Oh, okay.
And
this is the rapping one.
Yes.
Yes. See, I don't remember a lot of things. I saw one of the comments like, well, at this point, Laganja shouldn't even watch the episode and Joseph should just tell her what happens. I was like, okay, Shade, I see you. I just don't remember a lot of things. So yes, keep going.
So I think it's down to like 7 girls now.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, like they had like this challenge and they go to bed for the night. And then the next scene is like a title card, when like, unfortunately cameras were down, but something ended up happening. So they go to figure out that 2 of the girls actually live with Deb. So they were hiding the secret that they knew the person who's going to be picking and they live with her. And so all the girls were like, we're not going to shoot in production anymore. They're like, we are done. You better bring Deb in here. We're going to have a conversation. So they bring Deb in and they're all having this thing and it's going.
Energy's up. Yeah.
And then it ended up being a verbal fight. And then this one girl went and slapped her in the face.
The host?
No. The one that was going crazy.
Oh, okay. To try to calm her down.
It was a slap.
Oh.
It was a hard slap.
Reality gold.
Oh, I was like, I missed those days. Like the pumpkin in New York. And
I mean, I have mixed feelings because, of course, it was amazing TV, but like also awful, like mental warfare.
Yeah.
On the like, I can't help but watch Love Island and be like, this is so horrible for their mental state. Because they pump them all up and they like get them to believe that Aaron really loves them and they know exactly what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So I don't love that they find vulnerable people, but it does make for great television. I think it's like our version of like Gladiators.
Yeah.
Like at least we're not killing people, but mentally are we really screwing with them? Yeah, which is like almost kind of worse. At least the other one is like quick death, you die. Like this one, we're just like have problems for the rest of your life, but thanks for giving us 30 minutes of fun.
Well, on that note, let's get to some emails. You can email us at laganjoes@gmail.com, laganjoes@gmail.com.
And no, these are not fake. Did you see that comment?
No, did somebody say they're fake?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. If you would like to see the email, they are real.
I think we should have a segment where we also review our comments. Because I really do find
I would be down
most
for
of them
that.
are so nice. So whenever there isn't one, it's just kind of humorous. Although I'm sure with us starting off very political today, there will be some chatter down below.
This is from Anonymous.
Oh, I love that.
And no, I didn't write this. Hi, Joseph and Miss Laganja. Love the podcast and look forward to watching you both every week. My question is for Laganja. When RuPaul enters the workroom, hello, and gives the dolls the weekly challenges and mini challenges, is RuPaul interacting with the dolls directly, or is RuPaul just standing there on their mark, reading from a teleprompter while the dolls are instructed to enthusiastically react back to what RuPaul is saying? Just curious, because from the looks of it on the show, it looks as if RuPaul is just reading from a teleprompter and not even looking at the girls. I guess while I'm also at it, does RuPaul ever chit chat with the girls in the workroom randomly? Thank you both.
Okay, well, things have probably changed from when I was on it, but when I was on it, I don't remember there being a teleprompter. He wore an earpiece that he could talk to the producers. So I think maybe if there was a line he missed or something like that, they could speak to him that way. But from what I remember, no, there wasn't a teleprompter. And then as far as like interacting with us, he definitely has his camera and he would play to his camera. So right, if, which is exactly how we would be. He's looking at his camera. The girls are standing here. So is he looking at the girls per se? No. But would he like glance over every once in a while? Yes. But ultimately, it is set up for television. It is set up. I mean, we're lucky that we can have this conversation like this and have main cameras on us, but also be real with each other. Whereas I think the way that show is set up, he's looking over our shoulders. So I think the way it's shot, is all on purpose. So is it a weird? Yes. Does it take getting used to? Yes. But did it offend me? No. Do I wish now that we had chit-chatted in between things? Of course I do. Yeah. But ultimately, again, I think it's just, part of his profession. He doesn't get close to any of the girls, which I think is also like a part of maybe being neutral. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. I think like even in the workroom, we see him on This Week really connect. Wasn't it This Week with Got Mick? He like gave her a hug, or was this past?
I think it was past.
Well, there was some point in there where he like really, you could tell, like had feelings past just being a judge and a contestant for Got Mick. So I think there are those moments that he chooses to break the wall. I remember, on my season when I had my little fit on the runway and my big cotton candy hair, that he broke down and like was real with me in that moment. So, I think it takes a lot to get him to break that wall, but ultimately, it is set up for television.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into this episode. We'll do that after the break.
Okay. And we are back with another episode of Queening Out. We have had a fierce intro conversation, but now it is time to dive into some RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 9.
Episode 9.
Oh, episode 9, the Rusical.
Rosemary's baby shower.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was so good. We were literally just saying before we started recording that this week was really good.
Have you seen Rosemary's Baby?
Of course, it's like literally on my top favorite 3 horror movies of all time.
It's I would say it's an interesting horror movie because it's not the horror that you would expect.
It's true. It's not like jump scares.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
Really
it's a classic. I mean, it's a flawless piece of film. So yeah, I love it. And then I loved making it a baby shower so we could get The Exorcist in there, and I can't think of the other one.
Pennywise.
Oh, Pennywise, of course. How could I forget her? And
the Megan.
Megan was amazing, yes. And then we also had the Poltergeist lady.
Yes.
So it was cool that we got to have, like, I love horror movies. So to have all those references, it was right up my alley. But I also thought the writing of this musical was really good.
Yeah.
Like, the songs were good. They were really fun. And yeah, I thought, like you said, best Rusical we've had in a long time.
Very, very good Rusical. I think... like if you remember back like the Kardashian Rusical, the one that was about like medicine. There was one about like pharmacy.
It was the
Pharma Rusical. I was like,
I don't remember.
Why are we doing about medicine?
Yeah.
But this, I think, is
But to be fair, I don't really remember my Rusical. I remember what I wore.
Oh, that Rusical.
What was it? There was a story?
It was the one where Adore came out in that blonde wig. And
my dress.
Oh, was it your dress?
Uh-huh. And gold wings. But I don't remember the story.
It was Ben de la Creme was like an evil witch.
I just remember we are the comedy queens. That was Gia, but I don't remember the story. That's why I was like, this one was so good because it was a, memorable story. It had a great theme. They all did really well. I don't know. I thought it was good.
Yours was, hold on.
You have to find out.
No, because I feel like it was something to do with a pop star or whatever.
I was going to say a Hollywood starlet.
And then they didn't get what they wanted. It was Shade the Rusical.
Shade the Rusical.
It was in the 4th episode.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was done by Lucian Piani.
Okay, yes.
Do you remember him?
Of course I do.
Was he nice?
Yeah, very. But I also remember, didn't he go cuckoo online? Mm-hmm. I know, poor thing.
I saw that he was on Cameo the other day, and I sent him a message, so we'll see what happens.
And were we the first Rusical?
What was the
I feel like we were.
Rusical? Yes, you were.
I knew it.
You were the first Rusical. Oh, here we go. As the first Rusical ever, the idea behind Shade is simple. What happens if we take... That was nice. That just stopped.
There's got to be like an episode breakdown, no?
Yeah, it has to be.
I have no idea. Point is, our story wasn't memorable.
Well, guys, Shade the Rusical was a Rusical about, I'm pretty sure it was about a pop star. or somebody who had a voice and they wanted to sing, and then there was a witch person that was Ben de la Creme, and she was evil, and she like stole something from somebody and had to do with fish. There was like something about fish. And then
what? That was the commercial when Gia came out with the fish.
No, there was something about like fish. Like
really?
And I think maybe they meant like fish as in like looking. Like
okay.
That used to be something we could say.
That was definitely a reference we used a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
there we go. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, and someone will tell us in the comments.
Somebody
which
sure
will. We will read and find out. So funny. But yeah, this Rusical was great. I thought the girls did good. Did not understand the, final choices of the judges. Mm-hmm. But yeah, good episode.
We had Angeria Paris Van Michaels as Ruth, and she was the real estate agent that also was with Chanel, who played Sydney.
Yes.
Gottmik was Blair.
Yes.
Georges was Morgan, not Megan.
Hilaire.
Nina West was Dr. Poltergeist. Plastic Tiara was Rosemary. Roxy Andrews was Pennywise. And Vanjie was Rosemary's baby.
Yes. When you get to know me, you really get to know me.
So first we had Angeria, we had Chanel, we had the handsome Jessie, and then we had Plastic Tiara.
Yeah, I thought they all did really well. I was very impressed with Plastique. I thought she really delivered the lip sync of the lines well. Because did you notice that?
Yeah.
I think this whole thing was lip synced.
Well, yeah, it was lip synced because they recorded their vocals.
Right. But even the talking in the beginning, I was like, they're having to lip sync to themselves. So I was impressed with that. And I thought she just really nailed it. Like, I loved, she was perfect. She did great. Just like the judges says. I thought Plastique was amazing. I thought Angeria was Angeria. Mm-hmm. It was good. Mm-hmm. It was good. But was there really a character there? I don't know, per se. But I thought she did good. She sold the part. And then Chanel, I thought she was good. Very funny. The best to win the episode? No, I did not. I thought she sort of was a great counterpart to Angeria, and they were like a beautiful ensemble couple. But it didn't stand out to me as far as like the other ones we're going to talk about, Yeah.
I felt like Chanel did a wonderful job compared to everybody else in the acting behind the scenes.
Sure.
And I think that was...
She was a scene stealer.
Yes. And so I think that... I don't know if that came into play. I also think her outfit came into play too. And I also think that they wanted to give her a badge.
Right. Which I'm very happy for, but it felt a little produced. Mm-hmm. It did.
Gottmik as Blair.
I loved it. And also we have to say I think there was a number in between where Plastique was sexy.
Oh, yes.
Got screwed by the devil.
Uh-huh.
Loved it. Thought she did so good at that. Although I kept being like, I really wish she would take off her pussycat wig and have long hair. Like, I just really wanted that extra little, but... She was amazing. And then, Gottmik, I thought it was so funny. I definitely enjoyed it the second time more than the first time because I did watch this episode twice, you guys. That's how much I enjoyed this episode. The second time I found it more funny. I think the first time when I watched it, I was like, she played it safe. Mm-hmm. She could have been more. But no, she was hilarious. Like, there was also parts where she was in the background just like,
yeah.
And it was great. Like, it was funny. She did good. The backflips, the whole 9 yards. I thought she did good.
I loved when they made her hair turn as opposed to her
That was so
head.
good.
I thought it was so
good.
Funny.
It was great. It was a great musical. Yeah.
I think Gottmik did good. I don't think that she was the best out of the bunch.
Right.
But she did great.
Exactly.
What did you think of Georges as Morgan?
Killed it. It was flawless.
She literally looked like, yes.
She nailed the movement. I mean, she definitely deserved to win. I thought she was one of the best ones up there for sure.
I'm going to say something controversial.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I don't know if I'll cut it out. We'll see.
Okay.
For the first time, Georges' non-emotional way she lip syncs finally paid off. And next up, we have Nina West as Dr. Poltergeist.
Chanel category for me.
Okay.
Good. Did I think it was the best? No.
No.
Same as Chanel. They both were good. They did their roles. They were great ensemble players. But did they stand out? No.
I agree with that. I think that she kind of got lost in the mix because you also had so many other powerful characters that had so much makeup or they had so much of like a theatrical presence that it's like your eyes kind of get taken away from.
Yeah.
But
I did love her gospel number because, again, the writing was great. Like, the song was good. It was memorable. It was so fun.
Roxy Andrews as Pennywise.
I was blown away.
I thought I didn't know who it was at first.
I know, me either. We thought it was Nina.
I did too. I was like,
We were
oh
gagged.
my goodness.
We were gagged.
I loved it.
I loved it
She had
too.
the dance down. She had everything. I was like,
It was major. It was so funny, so fierce. She nailed all the dancing. I mean, the voice was out of control. Like, it was just great.
and Vanessa Vanjie as Rosemary Baby.
I loved it.
I was laughing so hard.
I just love her. I just think she's so good.
She killed it. And
She
I was
killed
like,
it. Her voice was really good too.
Her voice was really good.
It sounded very real.
Her dance moves were great.
Yeah,
Like,
it was pop star.
she was all on it.
I definitely thought top would be Georges, Vanjie, and Roxy. I thought for sure.
I thought that it was going to be Vanjie, and I saw Georges. I think that those were the two that I was like, they did great.
Yeah.
And they were up and beyond.
I took vitamins this morning and they're making me really burpy. Just thought I'd share that with you. I don't know if you'll be able to edit it out. So if you can't, well, I'm burpy, y'all. I took a lot of vitamins. I was like, okay, no more cigarettes. We're taking vitamins. We're going to go to yoga this week because I'm ready to start, getting ready for Surge and starting my transition. Like, I've been wanting to do all these things for a really long time. And it's finally come to the point where it's like, okay, have to put them in action.
Yeah.
So vitamins, making up my bed every day. Like, I've given myself a lot of parameters. I'm not going to lie, but
That's really nice.
these are all things that, like, well, they say, those who make up their bed every day are more likely to succeed. So at this point, I'm going to do everything that I can. I'm just like, all right, I'm going to make up the bed every day. I'm going to but I'm also trying to find ways to rest in between. So like earlier this morning, I was supposed to go in. It got canceled. So I reset the alarm and I went back to bed. And that was nice. Where normally I would make myself get up and go and do. And so I'm trying to figure out, like, how can I do all these really healthy, important things, but also, like, be chill about it and give myself space to rest. And, we'll see how I do on the rest part.
And I think if you give yourself, I've always learned that if you do something straightforward for 2 weeks, you're good. So like, don't stop any days in those 2 weeks. Literally hold yourself accountable. It's gonna be the worst thing ever. But once you get in that 2 weeks, it becomes routine in your head.
Well, and I've mentally prepared myself for this, like the quitting of cigarettes. I mean, that's terrifying to me. But I said last week that I was going to have my last one. Well, I found packs. I did not buy them. I found them. One went through the washing machine. I don't know how it survived, but it did. It was wrapped in plastic. It was from Mexico, so it was the Grape Menthol, my favorite. Oh my God.
You went looking.
I wasn't looking. And then the other pack is the Lucky Strikes, which I also, I liked the first one. I didn't. The point is, I found 2 packs, and yes, I did smoke them because I'm not just going to waste perfectly good packs.
Yeah.
And remember, I only have to start a month before. I just thought I should do 2 months before to be more ahead of the game.
Yeah.
But now I'm starting. I really did. I smoked my last one on the way here. The pack is gone. The vape broke this morning, which I was like, this is really a sign. So I'm really going to try to take this serious,
We will revisit next week.
We will.
And see where we're at.
We will. It's time stamped and everything. So no, I've really got to do it.
Well, the girls come on the runway and show their best fashion looks and bring back my pearls.
I loved it. I thought that was so funny.
Are you ready to take a look?
Yeah, of course. I remember a lot of the looks.
Bring back my pearls. Laganja likes things when she likes them. Like, if you like something, you're going to remember it. If you don't like it, you're not going to really.
I'm so glad you know this about me.
Because it just makes sense.
That's right. Selective hearing, selective memory,
First up, we had Miss Plastique Tiara coming out and it kind of like unfolded.
Gorgeous, like petals of a flower.
Yeah.
Beautiful, lovely, perfect, stunning. She looks like Linda Evangelista. Home run. It's like, what's it like to be that perfect? Must be annoying. Because if you mess up, you're going to be like, ah. Whereas I'm the opposite. I'm like, no, she's so perfect. Allow her to mess up, please. But I mean, really, I think there's been one runway look that I didn't like. It was the one with the animal feet. But I'm just like, dang, she's perfect. It's crazy.
Next up, we had Angeria Paris Van Michaels. Am I crazy, or did you see her the other day?
I did see her. Yeah, it was the 1 year anniversary of Joycelyn in WeHo at Beaches. Far too packed, but it was great. The kids came out. Look at her. Perfection. I couldn't. I will say, if I had to critique, I don't love the feathers on the dress. I love the shape it's giving her, but I thought it was a little too feathery almost. Like I think just up on top draped around and then just the rest, the beads, maybe would have been a little more my vibe. But I mean, it's drag. And this is drag. Feathers on top of rhinestones, on top of beads, on top of headpieces. That's drag. So
yeah, I love the showgirl vibe of it. I thought, kind of like you said, I do agree with the featherness. I do think that the feathers detracted away from the pearls a little bit, but I think she looked gorgeous. I think the dress is absolutely gorgeous.
And that had to have cost a fortune. I mean, that jacket alone. Oh.
Next up, Chanel in Pearls from Outer Space.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I loved that it was different for her. I do. I think it's cool that she pushed the bounds. I don't love it. I feel like it looks a little like fungal. Like there's something about it that's like not fully beauty, but that's what drag is as well. And this is definitely drag. I mean, this is over the top bubble, pop, electric craziness. So, I mean, I liked it. Is it one of my favorite looks of the night? I don't know. It's very memorable. And you know, that's like one of my biggest things. I thought it was good enough for her to win the challenge. No. How about that?
Oh, I actually think that this took her to the next level.
You loved it.
I loved it because it was something that I would not expect of Chanel. And I think that that's a big thread that, like I've said multiple times in these past few episodes, like we've had the discussion about like, what's your brand? And then people like, you know, girls not straying away from it. Yeah. I think this was a great way to stray away from a brand that we know Chanel can, you know, have a great mug.
But she still gave it to you because, the mug was good. It was still drag. But you're right. It is different than her usual silhouette style.
I loved it. I do get what you're saying about like the fungi type thing. Like it looks like it's like things are sprouting, but you know, I took it maybe this alien individual that lives on another planet, maybe as opposed to fungus growing on them, they grow pearls.
Work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess there's just something about it that's not like fully femme. But it's like there because it's like she has the hip. I don't know.
Also, I was very interested in the material that was like see-through.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
it was too thick.
It was very interesting looking.
Did it have like a iridescence to it? Yeah, yes. Okay, that's what I thought.
It looks kind of like
skater.
I was gonna say it looked kind of like somebody like took like a Ziploc bag and put like.
Oh, okay,
like very
interesting. Like, plasticky.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've learned that I have to speak more words.
Oh, okay.
Because apparently, from what I'm picking up, a lot of times I think when I say something that everybody's gonna get it, but
I feel like I usually get you very.
You do,
yeah.
Because you'll normally ask a follow up if you. Don't
I was
get
like
it.
Iridescent. You meant plastic. I think it's very similar. Yeah.
Next up, we had got Mick in Black Pearls.
I thought it was super cool.
I liked it. I thought it was great, but at the exact same time, I feel like I've seen it before. Meaning I've seen the shape, the headpiece, the shoulders. They were kind of reminded me of the look I believe she had at the finale.
No, the finale, she had that insane dress with the rib cage and the heart.
Oh yeah,
it was insane. It was one of the best drag looks ever.
But
I do hear what you're saying about that you've seen it before. Now, I will be honest, that didn't come into my first thought. But you're right. Now that you break it down, it's a skeleton, which that's how it's like the finale dress. Yeah. That is how it's like, because it was a gold rib cage. So you're right. You were right. So yeah, it is elements that have been borrowed from different pieces and things that we've seen. But I thought the way that she combined it all together was really unique. Yeah. I loved that she was the only black pearl. I loved that she continued it into her makeup down her cheeks. My biggest critique was like the see-throughness of the latex. I didn't love only because we could see her undergarments, obviously on purpose, and she likes that look. But I personally don't. Like, I wish that we wouldn't have seen the undergarments and it would have just looked fully nude. I think that would have been like so sick.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I love the iridescence of the black pearl. Like, it's not just a solid black pearl. It has that kind of like purple green beetle sheen that I love. So yeah, I still stand by it. I think it was a cool look, but you're right. When you take it apart, you're like, oh yeah, we've seen the ram horns. We've seen the skeleton. It is things that we've seen before. It's not necessarily the most original.
Yeah, I think that it was great, though. I think that any other season, like, if this was put up in anything, amazing and gorgeous. I think that there were just a few other looks that kind of like were more pop out.
Sure.
Miss Roxy Andrews in her, what is that? Beads, just beads on her body.
I'll let you start this one.
This look, I will say, I was a fan of her nude bodysuit
because it really looks nude.
It matched her skin. However, I thought that the pearls looked like dollar store pearls.
They do.
And I don't know if it would have just been spraying like a transparent, or what did you call it? Iridescent
finish on
it, but they kind of came off plasticky to me. And I believe if they would have just taken that one little extra step further and just sprayed it a little bit.
I actually love that idea. Hadn't thought of that. I was thinking like, if you're going to use these beads, use 3 times the amount so that then you can't tell, right? They're all just like blended. But then I guess you wouldn't be able to see she's nude underneath. But yeah, this felt like an outfit where she needed to go for the very expensive big pearls and there's, 7 strands of it, or go for a nicer small. I don't know. It just, the pearls, like they really did feel Party City.
Yeah. And I also felt like there weren't enough. Like, I got the illusion that she wanted to give, but I felt like there was a lot bare. Like, it wasn't fully complete in my head.
Or she needed a feather boa or more crystals or something. It just, yeah.
Gorgeous in Frankenstein's pearls.
My favorite was T.S. Madison's critique. She said, well, the pearls are long, the gold is golding, and the hair is herring. I'm like, okay, but what did that really say, mama, about the look? The pearls is long, the gold is golding, and the hair is herring. It's like a very nice way of being like, you look good. Yeah.
You look
I mean, good. I do think she looks good. I love the Frankenstein hair. I love the pearls, and then continuing that up into the hair. I think with Gorgeous, the thing is like, she looks amazing every time. She does look great, but they're also like a little like, okay, they're like very there. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's not fully taking you to that drag level of just like over the top. Like, it feels almost like the wig is the only thing that's really drag about the look. I mean, I think, no, that has like a big giant pearl. No real girl's going to wear that. But I don't know. It just could have been more.
This might be a weird thing to say, but I thought that the wig, while it was great and it looked wonderful, I didn't believe that what was in the hair was pearls. It just looked like shimmery, like thing. So like then I was, I went into my head and I was like, was this even the wig she was supposed to wear? Or did she feel like what she was wearing?
It does feel disjointed. I would agree.
So I was like, well, maybe she felt like she needed more pearls because on her outfit. So she did something in the hair, but what was in the hair didn't look like pearls to me.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
The hair was herring.
The gold was golding.
Nina West in a Renaissance fair outfit with glasses of pearls on her face.
I love the glasses and the hair.
The hair was very great.
The glasses and the hair were great. I wish the outfit was a little bit more contemporary or a little bit more classic. I feel like she tried to combine the two, and so it didn't go in either direction. Do you know what I mean? Because like she had these cool pearls like hanging from her skirt, but it also looked like one more element that she threw on top of another element and another element. It's like, I wish she'd maybe gone with like the cage, you know how the cage of the skirt, like with no fabric, and then taken those pearls and put it all over the cage. It's like, I feel like the ideas are there. It's just, this might be a case where it's like too much drag. Like there's too many ideas layered on top, like the refinement I think maybe is what's missing. But I do like, again, that she tried something different with the face and the hair. Like that was very, cool. But yeah, I didn't love the look. I just hate that I always say that about Nina because I love her so much. I think she's so sweet. You didn't say it
last week, was it last week?
I didn't? Oh, right, when she made the gloves and the corset. Okay, good. But, because I do. I think she's such a beautiful spirit and I love what she stands for and we need that.
Yeah.
Not everyone is a fashion queen and that's okay,
I was not a fan of it, but I will tell you why.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of anything period piece wise that looks like it came from Bridgerton.
Okay.
That's just my own personal thing.
I don't like period pieces as well, so we have this in common. I can respect the art form of costume and getting period pieces historically correct. I think that is very beautiful. But overall, it's a little covered up. That's why I'm like, I wish it was the cage. We could see her body and then like the flying pearls all off of it. I think that would have been so cool.
Like I've never seen somebody in like Renaissance garb or something and been like, yes, girl, I love this outfit.
Right.
Or been like, ooh, sexy man, what you wearing? I'm like, ugh.
Right.
Are you hot in there?
Aren't you hot in there is definitely my first thought as well.
Can you breathe? Is your corset too tight?
Yeah.
Ms. Vanessa Vanjie Mateo.
Obsessed.
I loved this. I loved
Obsessed.
the clam. Loved it.
It was just perfection. The hair is so cool with that giant pearl in the center. I mean, the makeup, this back piece. Now, of course, it does look like it's heavy and she can't walk in it. Like, I really do feel like it's a photo shoot piece. Or like when you're first on stage and you're only standing there and you would wear this and then they would gently take it off of you.
Yeah.
And by they, I mean the 6 hot, muscly background dancers. So besides it was a little awkward, it was so cool.
Yeah.
It was so well done. So well done.
Who was your favorite look of the night?
Plastique made the top for me. Gottmik made the top for me. Vanjie. Those are my top 3. What about you?
I think Vanjie. I think Plastique. And I did love Chanel, so.
Okay, there it is.
There we go. Those are my 3.
Yes.
Well, Chanel and Georges end up winning.
Right.
And RuPaul says, hey, you know what? Since you won this badge, you also get to give a badge.
And wasn't there a double lip sync save?
Yes. So, first of all,
Girl.
I don't know who Christine W. was.
I didn't either.
But that song was literally just the same 3 words over and over.
Was it?
Love Come Home.
That's all she said in the song.
Over and over and over. And then people in the comments were like, oh, I bet Plastique was really mad because she would have only had 3 words to remember for this song.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought of all the moments in Drag Race history to have a double save. This one? It just, towards the end of the episode, it was feeling heavily produced. That's all I'll say. It felt like we needed to push the story for Chanel to win, get a badge, and then we needed her to get a second one. They gave it to each other. It was just too neat and in a bow.
Yeah.
For me.
I did like that they gave them to each other. However,
I did too. It was sweet.
I would have loved if when Georges gave it to Chanel and then it was Chanel's turn, she would have given it to somebody else. I would have laughed. It would have been so good. Drama.
True.
So we end up having how many girls? I think so. Angeria has 3. Gottmik has 2. Georges has 4. Nina has 2. Plastique has 4. Roxy has 4. And Chanel and Vanjie have 2.
How many does a Gottmik have?
2.
What? Really? Mm-hmm. Huh. Well, we'll see what happens next week. Did you get the preview? Were you the one who's saying that's your favorite part? No. My friends who I was watching it with, they were like, our favorite part of every episode is the next time on. Like, that is so bizarre. Why is that your favorite part?
Well, it's going to be a lip sync Lollapalooza.
Oh, that's right. I saw that. Well, can't say that's going to be very good. I don't know. Maybe it will be, but so far the lip syncs haven't been my favorite part.
Yeah, I just hope the songs are good.
Right, because they lip synced to the Rusical and that was good.
Yeah, we just need some good songs.
Yeah, okay.
I want to be the song producer on Drag Race.
I bet it's a hard job because of the rights.
The rights.
Yeah.
This costs some money.
Right.
I bet they give them like one big budget for a season and then they have to choose and pick what they want.
I have no idea how that would work, but I just know that it would be a challenging job. Yeah.
Well, guys, that's it for today. I am Joseph Shepard. Remember to send your emails our way, laganjos@gmail.com, laganjoes@gmail.com.
And I'm your girl, Miss Laganja Estranja, and thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week for another episode of Queening Out. Bye, guys.
Bye.